Great Sunrise family. There's some things I want to talk about before I get into the video that I'm going to show. Um, there's some things that we see going on. Um, there's some things that we allow to happen amongst us as a people and in our community that even though the message has been put out to us to not allow it to happen, a lot of us don't heed it, a lot of us don't hear it, a lot of us can't see it. But it's like with the two eyes, we see what we want to see, and the way of those wickedness that rules over this earth, we see it the better way. We choose to see it in that form. So that's what you get. You get destruction. Engagement is a real thing. It's a powerful thing. It's magic. As long as you engage in those things that don't benefit you, you're not going to benefit. You're not going to benefit. It's going to be seem like you're benefiting, but in the real, you're not benefiting anything. But I want to say this much: when you unengage, when you don't engage, you're taking back your powers, your energy, and naturally you can put it to the good and the use of rebuilding, of renewing, and in that alone is the power to liberate self because you're changing your thought process from that of an entrapment to freedom, to real freedom, what real freedom is. It's a thought process. Everything is all going on in the air. Okay? And if you are allowing evil to live rent free in your airspace, then that's what you get. That's what you are going to manifest. That's what you're manifesting. But if you allow what you want that is good for your growth, your progression, your building, your amending, then that's what you would manifest greatness. But until you recognize what this deal is, and a lot of people cannot recognize it, unfortunately, and know the difference. Discernment, discernment is quite important. Kamala Harris did something that is quite evident to those who may not know what's going on, but she surely allowed you to know what was going on through her actions. Because we've seen it before, and we've seen it over and over again. Both things we've seen before. We've seen them try to go over to other countries that could benefit the devil's agendas, to go over and further cause more destruction because they've already indoctrinated people's minds, programmed people's minds in a way to make it work for them. Make it work for them. Now, Trump, this is the second evident thing that is going on, that we are looking with our two eyes and seeing and listening to what we've been told. We've been programmed when Trump is out here fighting for people, for the people. He may be fighting for his people, but overall, that has been changed because there's people, or should I say people, there is energies at work. There is real energies at work behind this man for a greater purpose than what my eyes, your eyes, or anyone else's eyes can see. We can't see it, but it's a greater purpose. But if we really look, then we can see. If we really look, we can see, because it's laid out plain as day what is going on. If we're paying attention to the right things and not paying our attention to the wrong things, we can see the detriment in this whole saga. The point is, I told you about control. Don't let that rent space that you allow the devil to live in to control you. You control him or she. If they are allowed to live rent free, control it. Control the goings on in that rent free room. If not, kick them out. Kick them out. Because it does you no good. So with that said, we'll get into the video. Oh.
Don't the gods come back to earth or appear publicly on earth today? Do you believe the gods were on earth sometime? Is it possible they were never here, so that we can then say the stories that we hear are just made up stories in order to control people? Is this the reason why there are no gods today? Yes, the gods were here on earth. The gods abandoned the earth, and guess who is in charge today? We shall review who is in charge in this video. Billions of people do not identify with their own ancestral as well as racial connected gods or goddesses. They cannot apprehend their qualities, for like is known by like, and any other gods that are not like you are most likely to enslave and abuse you, just like Easter that is coming and other festivals that we have had, where melanin dominant human beings jump in and the gods they find there do not look like them. But what are the benefits of worshiping the gods that looks like you, or the gods that are your ancestors, or the gods that came to you via the teachings of your ancestors? Like Oshun here, an African Yoruba goddess of love, fresh waters, and fertility. Oshun's compassionate, sensuous nature and her water element energy encourages healing and mothering, harmony, and going with the flow, the good flow, the energy flow. This is all you need. There is a prophecy that was uttered by one of our great sages. He said, a time will come when it appears that the Kemetic people have worshipped Netta or the divine with pure mind and sincere devotion in vain. Or their holy worship will turn out to be without effect and will bear no fruit. For the gods who withdraw from earth to heaven, and her meat, which is Africa, will be deserted by the divinity, by the gods. The land which used to be the seat of religion will be abandoned by the gods and become void of their presence. This is true. This has happened. The proof about it is that you can see now Africans worshipping Europeans, pale Arabs, the Quran, the Bible, the Indian meditation, the Hebrew Israelites, Kabbalah, Buddhism, and even Satanism, as well as capitalism. All these have failed us, and yet we remain stuck to them. The land which used to be the seat of religion will be abandoned by the gods and become a void, and a void of their presence. All of us, and many of us that engage in meditation, in prayers, in fastings, there is little or really nothing as a race that we have gained, except minuscule sentimental or personal benefit. The evil systems installed in place by the enslaver and the colonizer, like political factors, economic and social factors, technological advancement, are still well oiled, and we do not have any hand in it, but we think we are beneficiaries from there. To change this scenario, we need a mass awakening. How? When the masses awaken, we know we are capable of bringing the gods back to earth by our actions, because the natural, translated as gods or goddesses or deities in our books and by others, refers to our spiritual or divine power. Here, they continue to teach us, our ancestors, they teach us that, but if you shut up your soul in your body and abase yourself by following other religions and by doing all other things that are not naturally aligned to you, I say, and you say, I know nothing, I can do nothing, I am afraid of earth and sea, I cannot mount to heaven, I know not what I was, nor what I shall be, then what you have done is you have neglected your divine power. You will fail because you have abandoned your power. Wise people study history to know what was, so that they can properly understand what is and shape the future. Calling on the gods to come back to earth means we need to interact with the gods and goddesses. We know this is a complex and multifaceted concept that depends largely on one's and groups' goals, beliefs, culture, and spiritual practices. Here are some ideas to consider. You need to understand that in Hamet, when they venerated serpents or snakes, it was the same like in other African countries. Today, you are told that this is evil. All these postures imply that you understand and know vibrations and energy. Instructions of Father Death, who teaches us to maintain a divine social family unit. He says, find fault with yourself before another person does. This is introspection that we need as a people. If you want excellency, establish a household with a strong wife and children. Beautify your house and make excellence your place. Cleanliness, hygiene, and healthy. Although death is bitter, life is exalted, and the house of death is for life. So prepare yourself not to be stolen, for your soul not to be hijacked by the system. Another way is through prayer and deep mental focus. Many people believe that they can communicate with the divinities and gods through prayer or intense mental focus. This might involve reciting specific prayers, chanting, or simply sitting in silence and opening oneself to receive guidance or to download messages. You must practice this on a daily basis, and you must call the specific names of the deities you want to manifest. Here is what our ancient ancestors left in terms of proverbs. To become one with the divine, you must become the divine in thought and deed. This means that you must spiritualize your actions and your thoughts at all times. Through offerings, music and dance and rituals, in some cultures, offerings and rituals are made to the divinities and the gods in order to gain their favor. It's us who need blessings. It's us who need the favor. It's us who need protection. This might involve lighting candles, burning incense, making food offerings, or performing specific ceremonies or rituals like music and dance. Through divination, inducing dreams, we know that these readings and astrology can be used to try to gain insights or messages from the divinities or other spiritual entities. Ukubhulusa ngoma and using African dream roots or dream herbs who assist and enhance your capacity and ability to gain knowledge about the other realms, the spiritual realms, and invite the divinities. Through experiences in nature, some people believe that the gods can be experienced through the natural world. For example, one might feel a sense of awe and wonder while gazing at the sun, stars, or standing on the edge of a cliff and interpret this as a connection with a higher power. But remember this warning: sun gazing must be done only after proper training and when you know that your body is operating at a maximum natural level. Otherwise, you should not do it. This disclaimer is also critical. It is important to note that attempting to induce dreams or to alter one's consciousness without proper training and without guidance is very dangerous. It is a situation of red and blue pill. It is not recommended. Additionally, claims of being able to see and interact with the gods through altered states of consciousness are often subjective and difficult to verify. They are also dangerous because other entities are ready pounce once you open your portals for them to pounce. That being said, it is very clear and important that we share some strategies that can help promote a vivid and meaningful dreams that may be interpreted as interactions with the divinities or other spiritual entities. Here are some more ideas about that. You need to keep a dream journal. That's step 1. Step 2, you need to set out a dream altar. Step 3, before you go to bed, invite the divinities and the ancestors that you want to appear. Keep the dream journal by your bed. Use visualization techniques. Specify and be specific about what you want in terms of conversations with the spiritual entity or with the divinities. Sometimes you need to drink herbal tea, to put some herbs under your pillow, to have your intentions clear before you fall asleep. You might need to whisper mantras, the affirmations, to help focus your intentions. Or go. How do you practice lucid dreaming? By becoming aware that you are actually dreaming when you are dreaming. And in that state, it allows you to consciously interact with the dream world and with the potential connection that you need to have with the spiritual entities or the gods or the divinities, and then invite them into your life and invite them to come back to earth. This is possible. It can be done. These are some of the few steps, and there are many, that we can deploy to bring back the gods to earth, if not for all, but for your own personal life, and in your own personal life to fight against all odds stacked against us in this life by our enemies. Oh Hamid, Hamid, of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty tale which thine own children in time to come will not believe. A lot of melanin dominant human beings do not want to have anything to do with Kemetic religion or Kemetic philosophy or spirituality. They want Christianity, they want Hebrew Israelism, they want Islam, they want nothing. Some they go for atheism, and some they go for witchcraft and Satanism. This prophecy has been fulfilled. He then goes on to say, nothing will be left but graven words, and only the stones will tell of thy piety. The mesmerizing architecture that we see in the Sudan, in Kush, in Jodaro, everywhere. And so people who become weary of life, and they will cease to think of the universe worthy of reverence and honor and respect. They will no longer love this world around us. This incomparable work of nature, the divinities, the gods, the glorious structure which they built, the sum of good made up of all things of many diverse forms in this instrument that they used to reveal themselves, to reveal to us who they are and who our maker is, and will be ignored by all of us, and grudgingly favoring us and our wealth and the combination and accumulation of manifold things that can call forth The veneration, praise, and love of the beholder will be replaced by darkness, and the light will never be preferred and desired. This has happened. This is happening, and the people think they are on the right path of salvation, while they are lost. How grievous will be the withdrawal of the gods from men? Only evil angels will remain. Devils, demons, reptilians, tauris are in charge of this earth. Are in control of the politicians, the bankers, the industrialists, the entrepreneurs, the entertainers, the sports stars. They are in charge of that. Mingling with humanity, they will force these wretches into all evils of violence, wars, robbery, fraud, and all things which are contrary to the nature of souls. Maati Ubuntu Unu will be replaced by Ispet, by who will be evil. In those days, the earth will not be stable, nor will the sea be navigable. So it means peace will be there, but it will not be the perfect peace that we need. Here he says, the last part, the fruits of the earth will wither, GMOs, non-productive seeds, and the land will no longer be fertile. You can use fertilizers, you can use everything. Pollution, environmental disaster is here. The very air will hang heavy in lifeless torpor. They've removed all the love that we need by interfering with the weather. Those of you who will take the app and gain the haven of deliverance and anchor there, then seek a guide to take you by hand and lead you to the portals of knowledge. There shines the light cleansed of darkness. So there is a light that should be cleansed of evil that you need to experience in the proper shrine, in the proper organization, in a proper movement. There, no one is drunk. All are sober and gaze with the heart toward one who wishes to be seen, who is neither heard nor spoken of, who is seen not with the eyes, but with the mind and heart. But first, you must rip off the tunic that you wear, the garment of ignorance, the worship of false divinities, of pretenders, of gods that are not ours racially, that don't look like us as a race, that were imposed on us by the colonizer and enslaver. These evil ones like Apophis and the Set, Satan, they are not for us forever. Yes, like and share our video, Community Hebrew Ethics, and continue to propagate the real potential to recreate power to rulership and perfect time recapturing so that we know the gods to call upon the earth. Tatenda, Siabonga, thank you. Till we meet again. Ameni, ameni, amenra.
All right, family. I hope that you
Tonight,
got
the new legal blow for Donald Trump on the heels of his historic indictment. Former Vice President Mike Pence saying,
I hope that you got a lot out of that. This is quite interesting here. Let me see.
he will not fight a judge's order to testify about his conversations with Mr. Trump leading up to January 6th. It comes just a day after Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty in New York to 34 counts related to hush money payments in 2016. The former president defiant, lashing out at the DA, the judge, even the judge's family. A growing fallout. Also tonight, the deadly tornado outbreak. At least 5 killed after a twister cuts a path of destruction in Missouri. 30 million in the risk zone this evening. Al Roker is tracking it all for us. The brutal killing of a tech titan, the founder of the popular Cash app, stabbed to death on the street in San Francisco. The search for suspects and a motive. The high-stakes meeting. Speaker Kevin McCarthy welcoming Taiwan's president to the U.S. Our Andrea Mitchell, one-on-one with McCarthy is...
See, I wonder if they probably don't have no problem. See, the thing about it, this gay agenda, lesbian agenda, is only going to be pushed among the righteous people, the naturally born righteous, where the naturally born people that it does not work for or live within us. It's something that does not live within us. What the nature is trying to show you is that these people that are in the earth are not of nature. They're not of nature. Because in their actions, everything goes against what nature stands for. They study the science so they can unravel nature. As the video showed you, what they were talking about, desolate, the land will be desolate because of the unnatural people of the earth doing unnatural things to the earth, because it's their ways. What is within you will be on the outside of you. What my people accept from them is what they manifest for them in their lives. It will manifest within your life. If you stick to your own nature, you will be in abundance of greatness, of nature's greatness, of love, of growth, progression, all the greatness. And that is heaven. You have a choice. You don't have to take up the cross of a fake fictitious premise. You only have to do the I am, and know who you are, and move in that manner. Until then, thank you for being here. True love, real peace, the higher self within the soul. Till next time.